I do this show called Looking for a Fight, and we go out and we go into different cities and we see what the city has to offer food-wise, entertainment, and all this other stuff, culturally, and then we go to fights. So we like to put ourselves in uncomfortable situations. I rode a bull. I rode a real PBR bull. Yeah. Jumped in the fucking ocean with sharks in the middle of fucking Florida, which is one of the dumbest things I've ever done other than bull riding. Yeah. And the worst thing that I ever fucking did was stand-up comedy. So we came up with this thing.
I'll never forget it, Dana.
Yeah. Me, Matt, and Dean had to write our own jokes. And I was like, this will be fun because we'll go into a comedy club. I've been to comedy clubs. There's fucking 6 people sitting in there. And people are up until like a big comic shows up. There's fucking handful of people in there. And you go up and you tell your jokes. So we did this thing. They promoted that we were going to be there.
Oh, fuck.
The club fucking sold out. Right? This is in LA. Club sold out. We pull up. There's a line down the fucking street. So I can't tell you a time that I've ever been this fucking nervous.
It's funny.
And the amount of pressure on me. And just so you know, I fucking cheated too. I had Tony Hinchcliffe write my fucking joke.
You picked a good one.
Matt
you picked a good one.
Matt and Dean wrote their own jokes and had to get up there. I'm not even kidding you. I public speak I'll public speak. I'll be driving to the thing and I'll call my secretary and go, what am I talking about at this thing? Oh, okay. And I go in and do it. I've never felt this way before. I almost fainted before I went on fucking stage.
Wow.
Right? So when it was over and I got through it, I'm like, I will never, ever fucking do this again.
Until
Brady calls me. So thank God I had already had that experience.
Oh, yeah.
Stand-up comedy is the most underrated fucking thing of all time.
Let's go.
I've done it all. You know, as far as business goes, and then on these TV shows, just fucking around doing shit. There is nothing harder than going into a room of fuck. Now, let's go into the Brady roast. All the baddest comedians in the world. And ones you didn't see. Fucking Chappelle was there. Chelsea Handler was there. Who's the guy from fucking England was there.
Oh, Jimmy Carr.
Funny motherfucker.
Brilliant.
Exactly. All there too. And there's 12,000 people fucking live. And then it's your time. And here comes the camera right in your fucking face. Now, here's the thing. If you're public speaking and you fuck up, you recover. You pull it together. You fuck up telling a joke, it's a downward death spiral that you will never be able to pull yourself out of because you're not a professional comedian.
It's hot. You start sweating?
There is no amount of fucking pressure ever in my life.
And it's live.
I'll tell you this too. You know how much I love gambling? And it's live. One time, I had $1 million hand out there between splits and everything else. And the amount of it, that doesn't even compare to doing stand-up fucking comedy, man. Fuck that shit. I've done it twice. Remember I said it here. You will never see me do any of that shit ever again.
You killed it.
You won't see me on a road.
You killed it.
But you know what I did? I studied to the point of I was starting to go insane. I studied so hard because you can tell some of these people, like even Kim Kardashian, is relying on the teleprompter. Fuck the teleprompter. I'm worried. What if the teleprompter glitches or the writing's too small or something fucking happens? I knew my shit inside now.
Do you remember when we spoke before? And so Rogan calls me. Rogan's like, "Hey, Dana wants to run by a couple lines for this thing." I was like, "Yeah, give him my number."
Yeah. Well, what happened was you and I were DMing. We were DMing, and you were going fucking ghost on the DM for a minute, and I was like, "Oh fuck,
I got a roast to do too."
Well, Nikki Glazer stole my fucking joke.
She didn't steal your joke. You had the same joke.
But she was going before me, and they went to her and they told Nikki Glazer. They said Dana White has this joke. She goes, "Fuck him, I'm on before him." And I'm like, you're a professional. You have 300,000 jokes, and you fucking murdered it that night. You're gonna take my one joke and I have 3? You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm fucked. I need help. I gotta fucking.
Dana's in the car. He's on the way. He calls me up. He goes, "All right, let me just go through these things." And then he goes, "Fucking Nikki stole my joke." He's like, "None of us have even done jokes yet. What are you talking about, Dana?"
You're before me. I know. She's like, "I'm going before him. Fuck him. What's he?
So you
tell me to get another joke.
The jokes are all funny, and I remember the first one was the my name's trans, and all I get is 60 seconds, right? I remember hearing the joke, and I remember going, I would go, listen, he's nervous. I was like, all right, maybe we can work out something else. That's like a 50-50. Either the audience is into it and they love it or not. And I remember I called you back and I was like, hey, I don't know about that joke. I remember you go, Schultz, are you fucking with me right now? I can't take this when you're going to give me a different thing to say in the beginning. And I go, well, listen, I don't want you to bomb. And that joke might be a 50-50. And I think it states that like you don't really care and you don't give a fuck. And then I remember you go, wait, what do you mean? I go, well, they might not laugh. But
Well, he says, you're not going to get the reaction you think you're going to get. And I go, oh, I'm going to get the reaction. I know what the reaction. I don't give a fuck. I wanted to come out and just punch everybody right in the face from the get-go.
You said, I just want them to know that I don't give a fuck. And I was
Right.
like, oh, well, they'll know that.
Dana's okay with 50-50.
Honestly, I thought they were going to fucking boo me.
Bro,
I
the
was
joke
getting ready
killed.
to get booed. Yeah. It just, the amount of fucking pressure on.
No, that you did very
You did
well.
great.
I think you did very well.
did great.
And also a weird situation because your back is to the audience. You're in the he's
great point. Yeah.
he's in the front row.
Right,
so
I'm talking to the
you can't even deliver to them and see them laughing,
Right.
which kind of motivates you. So you're laughing.
I was talking to the dais.
yeah, which is the hardest people to impress because we're like,
We laugh, at least we laugh for a living. Like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
no, it was good.
Yeah,
it
it's
was
fucking
good.
Let me tell you what, very
Never again?
underrated how much I'm not even fucking joking.
Yeah.
My body was fucked up for like 3 days after that. Like my body was fucked up. I didn't feel good for 3 days after that. I didn't feel right. It literally, the amount of pressure to get up and tell fucking jokes.
Yeah.
You know,
But you
and
want
you're
it
telling
now.
jokes to fucking comedians. Oh, not to mention the fact, let's just say, a handful of the best comedians in the world have been going for an hour before you fucking go up there.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
That's also true.
And you have to make people fucking laugh.
Yeah, they're tired.
But the other thing was, with mine, is I didn't want to have that. So I sort of, when something like this happens, what they do is for weeks, when you say yes, you get on calls with producers and comedians and everybody. Now, they're writing jokes for fucking Tom Brady, Gronk, Edelman, fucking Belichick, and the list goes on and on and on, right?
Yeah.
Mine's 60 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm not a patriot. I'm not one of these fucking guys. I'm getting the piece of shit crumb jokes that fall on the fucking floor. And most of them are UFC based that most of the fucking people wouldn't understand anyway. I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm not relying on these guys to write. So I went out of house and started fucking, I'm talking to Bill Burr. I'm talking to fucking you. I'm talking to fucking guys that can really guide me and help me in this thing.
The Tom Brady running one was great.
Yeah.
I used to think you were from Boston. Then I saw you run.
Yeah.
I knew you were from San Francisco.
That was great. That was great.
Bill Burr.
Yeah, really?
Bill Burr.
Let's go,
Bill Burr.
Now he's the one to go to. Bill's a man. Bill's a man. But it was good shit. I'm glad you did it.
Thanks. It was the fucking, it's the
And you
second
sat there
hardest thing
in the
I've
line
ever
of fire.
Yeah.
That's another thing. I thought, this is what I thought, because sometimes with these award shows, people come in to do their thing, and then they leave and they get a seat filler. That's what I thought Kim was going to do. I'll give Kim credit. She stayed there, and they didn't tell me she was going to be there. If they did, I would have had something. But
Right.
she was there for the whole time. So I give her credit.
I'll tell you what else I give her credit for. She's not an actress. She's a fucking reality star.
Yeah.
And I am not an actor. I do reality too, right?
Yeah.
So when you do reality, you go in and do what you fucking do.
Yeah.
And then you have to do some interviews and shit like that. It is not even fucking remotely close to acting.
Yeah.
She got up there and you could tell she was reading her teleprompter.
Oh, yeah.
She didn't really have that dialed in.
Yeah.
They started booing the fuck out of her.
Immediately.
And you know what? She fucking powered through it. And
She
she
didn't
did
even
it.
notice.
You know what I mean? She fucking powered through it.
She
She
didn't
made
even-
it.
she was
Say what you
detached.
want about Kim Kardashian. She took it like a fucking champ.
Yeah. It is weird because they say with public speaking, you're supposed to imagine the audience naked. And with her, it was the opposite.
But people don't understand when you go up there and you try to fucking, you have to try to make people laugh. She tried to tell a funny story about Tom and everything else.
She had funny jokes.
And she's getting booed. She's the only fucking like woman there speaking that isn't a professional fucking comedian.
Yeah.
And you start getting booed and she fucking handled. See, I was ready to get booed. That's why my second joke was I was ready for the booing. And
No, you got
it turned out the other way.
We're going to get you back up again.
I fucking guarantee you will
We're going
not.
to get you back
No,
up
no,
again.
you'll never do it again.
Hey,
You will
you would
never.
never do it.
You'll never
would
make it.
never do it.
Dana White can't do
Maybe I'll
comedy.
do it.
Nobody believes
Dana White can't do comedy. He can't do an hour special.
it. Bro, you're the fucking man.